It's a full-time thing for me. I wake up, I breathe, socks. I think anyone who's saved my number, and they just get tired with my post. I post every day, anytime. I do it every day. This is my full-time thing. This is my baby. This is what gives me food on the table and pays my rent and everything. I'm a very strict person, by the way, when it comes to business. I think anyone who has dealt with me as a friend in business knows, like, when it comes to business, it's business.
Welcome back to Mommy Tales. In case you're new here, my name is Marianne, and on this channel we grow together, we learn together, we inspire each other, and we encourage each other from the different experiences that we go through in life. And today we'll be talking about biashara. And the reason we're talking about biashara today is because on the different forums that I'm in especially the Facebook groups that I'm in, I come across women who are always asking, "Hi, what business can I start with 1,000 shillings? Or please give me business ideas that I can start, a biashara that I can start from the house." Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and you're thinking, "Wow, times are tough, eh? Let me just see whether I can make my own two monies here. Nataka kushika pesa yangu mimi mwenyewe." And we are always suggesting business ideas. And now I want to bring to you somebody who's actually in the business of selling socks. She started with not a huge amount of money, and her business is doing very well. It's just to inspire you that whatever amount of money you have, you can start your own biashara. And she's into the socks business. Her name is Penina Maragia. I actually got some nice socks from her. As you can see, if you know me, you know I love wearing some two sneakers. And these are just perfect. These are called the no-show socks. They're the ones that you wear and they're not seen over here on top. It's actually her own brand. Her brand is Funky Socks, Kenya. Yeah, and she'll tell us the journey about how she started to where she is today. This is Penina Maragia sharing her own story in her own words.
My name is Penina Maragia, owner or founder of Funky Socks. Basically, I'm just a bubbly person, simple, easygoing, and I love nature and I love traveling, and I love business. So Funky Socks was founded in 2015, October, and it wasn't really something that I had planned to do, like have a really long-term plan or something. It was just a random thing. I really love socks. I'd gone for shopping for my own socks in the market, Gikomba to be specific. At that time is the time when the Happy Socks had just come in Kenya, or rather people had started embracing the Happy Socks in Kenya at that time. And I thought to myself, I've not seen anyone doing Happy Socks. Why not just start something like that? As a joke, it wasn't like serious. I didn't know that it would become this big at this point from that time. So at that point, at that time, I didn't have a supplier or anything. I just went back to the market, to the person who had sold me the same socks at that time. I asked him if he could get more socks. He told me he could try get, but he wasn't getting the numbers that I wanted. So I thrifted in other areas. I changad 10 pairs here, 20 pairs here. And I just came back home and created a page on IG and sent my friends and relatives the socks and told them that I'm selling Happy Socks. My first clients basically were my friends. And I feel like they took it in the right way, or rather it was receptive. And I thought, probably if my friends have been able to purchase the socks, I could also sell to other people outside there. So I created the Funky Socks page on IG, and I just posted, and to my surprise, I got a lot of inquiries, a lot of them. And that's how it started, basically. We just started posting and we started selling. We did it for like 2 months, and I felt like the demand was so high, but the supply was very low. I could go to the market and sometimes don't even get the socks. So I felt like we were doing a lot of saying sold out and telling customers we don't have socks for like a month. I think 3 weeks I didn't have socks to sell, and I was like, let me just try and source somewhere else where I could get a bigger number, or rather a bigger production. And I sourced for guys. Several people approached me, and I settled to one supplier where we do production. We don't buy them directly. We do it from point of production. I got the first supplier who we did like 2 consignments. First of all, my first consignment of the socks was really, it messed me up. I got missing pairs, like 100 missing pairs, and wrong sizes, because apparently the Chinese sizes are not the same as our sizes, African sizes. So the sizes are really small. So I can say the first consignment was a total loss for me, but I didn't really give up. I knew because I had potential and I had the market outside there, because I was getting a lot of inquiries. I had to go back to my pocket and be able to order again. I ordered from the same supplier, but after some time I felt like she wasn't giving me a good deal. I looked for another supplier, and she gave me a good deal, and she does an amazing job. She gave me good quality socks, and she's the one who does my production up to date 4 or 5 years later. 4 years, we can say 4 years, because we've done production for 4 years. Yes, and that's how Funky Socks was birthed. We majorly deal with men's socks. We started with men's socks at that time. Later got a demand of doing ladies socks, the knee-high socks. I think if you visit my page, you can see pictures of ladies wearing the socks. We also ventured into more different. We have bamboo socks. The bamboo socks are the no-show liners. We have ankle socks. We also have baby socks. We have the fur socks, whereby they're worn when it's cold. And later on, we also ventured into other varieties of like boxers and other accessorizing items for men. So we have shoes, we have boxers, we have vests, and we're planning also to grow to become a bigger brand. But our major thing and what we want to be able to be known for is socks, because that's our biggest. Like 80% of our sales come from socks. Yeah. Our target market for Funky Socks is normal working class guy who has a fashion sense. The reason for this is because, as you can see, the socks are colored. And it's not really only people who are fashionable and casual that can wear them. You can add a pop of color in your suit. So we even sell to people who work in banks. We sell to people who work in corporate worlds. We sell to celebrities. We have sold to very big celebrities. King Kaka was a very big person at that time when we were starting, and he really impacted in helping us for people to be able to know that about our brand, because he used to name us when he wears our socks and everything. We've sold to DJ Sadiq. We've sold to so many celebrities who've been able to recognize our brand outside there. So I can say our target market is wide. We've sold to guys who are even older, even the 40s. We can simply just say it's just someone who understands fashion and has a fashion sense. So that's basically our target market. Earlier I had said that we have normal socks for men. These are the normal socks for men, as you can see. These we have different types. We have signature designs that have been there since we started the company. Those are our best sellers. Each and every year we add different designs in our collection. We have designs that when we see we haven't sold that much with those designs, we do away with them. And we also add in each and every year new designs. So we have collections whereby we have like stripes. These are stripes socks. We have diamonds. Our best seller and what people recognize outside there are polka dots. These are polka dots. These are baby socks, which are polka dots.
Oh, these are baby socks.
Yes, we also have baby socks, by the way.
Nice.
So these are polka dots. These are stripes. These are the bamboo socks that I was talking about. These are no-show liners. So when you wear your sport shoes and you don't want someone to see that you've worn socks, these are the best socks to wear. Also for men who wear the tassels and brogues. So there's a way that people don't want you to be able to see that they've worn socks. So these are the best socks for those, even for ladies who like wearing brogues and any sports shoes. We have ankle socks. These are ankle socks. We have them in different colors. We also have knee-high socks for the ladies, but we don't have them in stock right now. Those are more of fashionable ladies. We also sell to corporates when they have events and they want to be able to have one universal color for their activation. Ladies, events for like Santa, when companies want to gift their employees. We also get orders from corporates. We've added in our collection, we've also added vests. This is our latest addition. We had customers who are requesting to get vests which are gray, white and black. We've been selling the white ones, but now we've added gray and black, because there are guys who feel like white is too yeah, men and white. What I can say about the business is it has its all ups and downs. Sometimes we get shipping issues, delayment in shipping, and recently the government added tax on the shipping of things from outside. So we can say probably, definitely, we can't add our prices because we have a markup price for our socks, but meaning that the production cost has gone high, but our selling price doesn't have to go high. So those are small of the challenges that we go through in terms of production. In terms of customers, sometimes we get customers who order for things. Since we are purely an online shop, we don't have a shop. You get a customer who orders, and the day of the delivery, the customer doesn't show up, doesn't pick your calls and everything. Sometimes you get customers who order, the rider reaches there, delivers and doesn't do payments. Those we've tried to be able to manage that. Like sometimes we make sure that we tell the customer to do the payment before delivery, or we just tell the rider not to leave the place if the customer hasn't done the payment. Those are the challenges I can say that we've been able to get up to right now in terms of production and customers. I can say the motivations that we get is customers giving us back, other customers are referring. The positive impact that we give to customers directly reflects to our page, because sometimes you get clients sending us reviews and saying that we have good products, we give good quality products. They also ask for addition of other things. That means we're giving them a good service for them to be able to ask for other things. I have a background in mass communication. I did mass communication in campus, but majorly did advertising, customer service, and marketing. After campus, my first job was in customer service and sales. I've been employed, I think, twice or thrice. My first employment was sales and customer service, and my second job was also sales and customer service. It has really helped me in understanding that area of marketing and customer service in regards to my business right now. So I can say also it has really built me, because as a business, it's not all about sales. It's about after sales. It's about being able to market yourself outside there, being able to brand. If you can be able to go to my page, you can see I do a lot of personalized branding. I don't want it to be just any business or any SME in the future. I want it to become a big brand. So that background in customer service and sales and after sales has really helped me in my business to be able to know how to handle my customers, to be able to know how I'm going to be able to give my customers enough customer satisfaction for them to be able to come back. Because remember, your customers will always tell other people about your brand, and that's where you'll be able to grow and be able to get other sales out of it. I've had a background in doing business before. After campus, definitely, I did my first job, as I said earlier. But after like 2 years of working, I was like, no, I don't want to continue these shenanigans. I quit my job, and I specifically wanted to do business. So my first business, kabisa ile, the serious business that I started, was selling handbags. I do still sell handbags nowadays, but it's not majorly one of my major businesses, because I fell in love with funky socks and I treated it like my baby. So I started selling handbags. I did it for like, let's say 1 year. Let me say I was young and I didn't have so much discipline with money back then. So unauza, unakula nini, you eat the whatever, the profit you make. I ended up being broke. So I had to go back to working again. But this time when I went back to working, I remember even telling my friend, I'm giving myself only 3 years. Where I used to work, there was someone was sitting next to me. So that guy used to always ask me, hey, Pesh, that's my short name. Unajua uko gifted sana na biashara. Like you sell, because I used to do sales. I used to sell. I used to be the top performer in selling. So he used to tell me, the way you're selling right now, and this is not even your product, umeandikwa kazi, you can really do well with business. Nikamwambia, me, I know what I'm doing here. I have a purpose. I'm here and I'm going to just work for 3 years. After 3 years, I'm going to be able to do business. What I'm doing right now is building a foundation. And that time, Funky Socks was like a side hustle for me, and it had not broken even. I wasn't making profits at that time, because now unajua, you're buying stock, the profit you make, you expand the stock. Because when I started with 300 pairs. That was my first order. Right now I order in like even 3,000 or 5,000 pairs. So I knew what I wanted, and I really focused on my goals and what I really wanted. And let's say sikumaliza 3 years, but nilifikisha 2.5. The moment my business broke even, I was like, I can go outside there, because I really hate employment. Like, I don't like being bossed around. And I felt like I was bringing a lot of money for that company, and definitely hata kama I was being paid very well, I felt like that amount of money wasn't really worth it, considering the amount of money that I'm bringing into the company. So I felt like that energy that I was giving for that company, I can give that energy to my own company. And to be honest, there's so much difference I saw after I started doing my business full time. The things that you can never learn in business when you're doing it as a side hustle. And that's something that I really learned. Because when you're at the ground and when you're doing it full time, now you get the challenges at a first hand. Now you learn how to maneuver. You learn, this is how I'm supposed to handle this customer. I remember when I was doing it as a side hustle, we had someone else who was doing the deliveries. So I didn't have that one-on-one interactions most of the time with my customers. But weekends, I used to do the deliveries on myself. Saturday and Sunday, I used to do the deliveries for myself. But now when I started doing it full time, there are things that I started learning, and they've really helped me, and they've really mentored me in being able to know the pros and cons of being able to run a business. I don't have so much experience. I'm not 100% there, but I can say I'm like 90% there in being able to understand my business and the pros and cons of being able to run your business.
Tell us about your most memorable client.
My most memorable clients. I remember even Josie, I was clearing my inbox. I do declutter sometimes. So I remember coming back and seeing my first, that time was, I was working, yes. So I texted Simon and I told him, Simon had a very big impact in social media and he knows the who's and the who's because he also is in the fashion industry. So I texted him and said, hi Simon, I've started this business of selling socks. I would really want you to support me and wambie mabeste wako wanunue, please. I've requested you on IG. Oh, that's yours. Your family used to date one of my best friends. So akaniambia, your family, anything for you. That guy posted, he bought from us and he also posted on Facebook. He has given me, I think, like 10 clients, and one of the clients, or rather like 3 of the clients, have shopped with me for the last like 5 years. I have a very good client, big up Fred Whitecap. Fred Whitecap has shopped with me since the first day till now. He buys from me, he's very loyal. He travels, funny thing, and he has an opportunity to be able to buy the socks outside there, but he always comes back and tells me, I don't have socks. Send socks to my house. He's not even there, but I send. So I feel like I owe most of my motivation and most of my first clients out of Simon Julu, wherever he is. Big up also. He bought and he never got tired. He used to buy, he never used to bargain. At some point I used to even tell him, hey, you've brought me a lot of clients, akishika hata hizi pea mbili and don't even pay me. Yeah, so I feel like your friends are your biggest support system. My first client, as I said before, were my friends. I remember even there was a lady I used to work with who used to be called Hannah. She used to buy, it's not because she's wearing them, but she was like, kesho unikujie na socks pea mbili, sawa? Usisahau. So everyone at work used to know, Pesh, unauza socks nilete. Even that guy that was telling me that was very good in business never used to even wear colorful socks, but I changed him and he started even wearing the happy socks. He was like, now I don't have an option, I don't even wear those socks, but now because I have to support you, let me just buy those socks. I will wear them because of you. So I feel also your friends are your biggest support system, and family. They are the people who are going to be able to mold your business, because imagine starting to sell to strangers and you don't even know anyone. So I think your family and friends, because out of word of mouth, they were able to spread to others and others, and those were able to spread to others and others. So I'm thankful for those first customers of mine at that time. Yeah.
Do women also form your clientele because maybe they want to buy for their husbands or something like that?
Actually, my biggest clientele is women. Yes. Funny enough, women are most of my buyers. They shop for their husbands, gifting, boyfriends, brothers. The people even shop for their brothers. They're like, my bro, I saw my bro wears this socks, so I just want to buy him because I know he likes them. Yeah. So women are a bigger part of my client base. Yeah.
Yeah, green pair. They look good.
And why do you like them?
She has variety. Number one, and then number two, it's always that constance. You know, you can have a pair of socks in the house, but you always want that new look. I do a lot of traveling, so over the weekends, whenever we go for camping, I always want to go with a new pair of socks, so I always reach out to her. Yeah, so for that new look, you can never have enough socks.
And how do they feel?
They feel comfortable. In fact, I'm not removing them. I'll spend the whole day like this.
You're sorted now?
I'm sorted.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a full-time thing for me. I wake up, I breathe, socks. I think anyone who's saved my number, and they just get tired with my post. I post every day, anytime. I do it every day. This is my full-time thing. This is my baby. This is what gives me food on the table and pays my rent and everything. I have other businesses, yes, but this is the biggest of where my income comes from. Yes.
By then, do you have clients who tell you, or rather friends who tell you, si unipatie tu bure nikumarketie, this thing I'll expose you and all that. Do you have such kind of people? They don't want to pay, they just want nipatie alafu nikumarketie.
We used to have those at that time, but I was very stern with my word. I'm a very strict person when it comes to business. I think anyone who has dealt with me as a friend in business knows, like, when it comes to business, it's business. Remember, when you go to work as a salaried person, you expect your salary to come in at the end of every month. So why would you expect me to give you something for free? This is like my job. This is my full-time thing. So that is where my salary comes from. So that's majorly what I used to tell them. And I think for all that time that I've done business, they've come to understand and they know where I stand with my ground when it comes to business. There are one or two people who will tell you that, but I really tried. When I started doing business, I was kind of desperate at that time because you're young and you are afraid of failure, or rather what people will take you in terms of business. So there's a way people would manipulate you and tell you, you're selling socks for 300, me I can't buy socks for 300. So nifanye by power, nifanye 250. Not because you feel like you're desperate, notaki to lose that client because you don't have a ground. I used to like probably sometimes say, okay, sawa. Nowadays I'm like, this is 300. I understand why I've put that price for 300. I have a lot behind the scenes. I do production. I have to ship in the socks and everything. So if you feel like you cannot afford the 300 at that time, I'm sorry, but you can go and add kidogo money and come back, because at the end of the day, I have to get profit out of it, and I also need salary out of it. So that's another thing I also would advise people in business. Understand your ground. Have a way of being able to handle it. Of course, I can't just tell a client, Mrs. Ukuzia 300 in a rude way. You just tell the client in a nice way, please, this is the best price that I've been able to put, and I can't go lower than that. If you feel like you can't afford it right now, I'm always here. You can always come back, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have clients who take things on credit, and have you lost money that way?
I used to do credit. I lost a lot of money, especially on friends, because now you feel like you have a relationship with probably your friends, and you feel like watakulipa. And there's some people who never used to even pay. So I have a ground rule. You have to make payments once the goods are delivered. I don't take credit. Yeah.
Yeah, you've learned. People can let you down.
Yes.
The people you trust.
Sana. There's a guy who bought socks worth of 8,000. He zungushad me in getting that money. 8,000 is not kidogo money. And he was like, why are you keeping calling me? Nitakulipa pesa yako. It's kidogo money. I'm not even near the M-Pesa right now. I'm like, even after 1 week, you've never seen an M-Pesa? You know, you can't even tell them that, but that's what is running in your mind. You know, socks worth 8,000 is a lot of money. Me from those experiences that time when I was starting business, because you know, you don't even know the dynamics of everything, so you're trying each and every way to please your customers. And I know the customers is always right, but there's just a way and there's a chain of how to be able to handle your business. So nowadays it's payment on delivery or before. Like for people like for Mombasa, Nakuru, because we send parcels even outside Nairobi, those ones have to pay before, because nikisha kutumia mzigo, I don't know you, unaweza kosa kulipa hiyo nini hizo socks. So I've really learned from my past experiences. It's just either you just pay or it's a no. If you really respect me as a friend or as a business person, I don't think you would really want to do that to me. So if it means it's going to cost me friendship, then that's good, it's okay. That means I know where you've placed me as a person. Yeah.
Do you work alone? All this work you're doing, do you work alone?
No, I have people. Oh, another thing, I'd forgotten. I've learned in business, I'm kind of perfectionist. And I usually feel like, I used to feel like if someone else does something, they won't do it the way I want it to be done. So I used to do everything for myself, everything. Remember, when you do one thing for a really long time, it becomes monotonous. Your creativity level goes down, becomes cliche. So after some time, I realized I'm trying to brainstorm, but ideas are not coming in. As I told you initially, I don't handle my business as just anything. Yes, I do sell socks, but I want it to become as an image, as a brand. When you come in to buy socks from Funky Socks, you have that, there's something that you see behind Funky Socks, not just buying socks. You understand? I want you to go home with an experience, a good experience. I want you to go outside there and feel like this is a brand. You see, because I do my own branding, by the way. You can see Funky Socks. So I realized after brainstorming, I wasn't getting ideas or anything. I'm just there. So after some time, I felt like Funky Socks wasn't giving me the oomph. It was just there. Nilikuwa na feel tu, niko tu. Naamka tu, I post, I sell. Nothing new, nothing new. So I just sat down and I have a friend who does PR. I talked to her, Kamambia, you really are very good at PR. Would you consider working for me, or rather with me? I feel like there's something Funky Socks is missing. I don't know what, but I feel like Funky Socks is missing. That's when she told me, you know, for you right now as a business, you're not a small business anymore. You need a team. So I even have social media people. I have her as my PR person. I have delivery guys, definitely delivery guys. I can't do deliveries anymore nowadays. I have so many deliveries. And whenever I feel like I need some small services, I outsource, because I haven't sijafika pale yet to have a very big team. I have a small team. And to my surprise, I feel like when other people come in, they come in with different ideas, and you feel like it's something different with what you're used to. Yes. So it has really helped me. So that's the other thing I wanted to tell you. For you to be able to grow as a business, it's very good to be able to get even 2 or 1 person to be able to get a different idea, or rather a different reach in terms of your business. For your business to be able to be successful and sustainable, I've done Funky Socks. This is my 5th year, and I feel like consistency is my #1 goal. I wake up sometimes, I don't feel like posting, but the one thing that I've never not done is not to post. I post irregardless. If I have a flu, if I'm sick, whatever situation that I'm in, I will always post. Because if that one post that probably you said that you're not going to post that day, you've lost 1 customer. Because every day, at least from my posts, I can get at least 2 customers from my post, from a new post. Of course, my name is already outside there, so people will always come in to order. But there are new clients who don't know about your business. So that one post could be able to cost you 2 or 3 customers. And I feel like it's one of the things that has been able to put me this far. I do a lot of sponsorship, and I do a lot of posting, consistency, and I also do a lot of putting word of mouth to people outside there. You understand right now social media is like the big thing right now. So you have to be able to know how to also handle your social media. Use it to the maximum, because that's where like 80% of my sales come from social media, to be specific, Instagram. So I've been able to learn how to be able to do a lot of marketing on social media and everything in regards to that. What I would also want to give advice to other people outside there. When I started Funky Socks, I wasn't really importing or anything. I was thrifting. That means I started with a mere, like, let's say 5,000 shillings only, or 3,000, because I was just getting them out of thrifting. So I feel like if you really want to do something, you can start with whatever small thing that you have, even 1,000 bob. Sell that one product to that customer, make that profit, come back with that profit, go and buy other products, and that kidogo growth will take you, all those other small steps will make you be able to grow your brand. Because if you say like you want to wait to have like 50,000 or 100,000 to be able to start a business, and you don't have that kind of money at that time, you won't be able to grow. So the small thing, the small amount of money that you have is what can be able to give you a brand, as long as you get motivated and as long as you go outside there and put yourself outside there. Looking at that time when I started Funky Socks with a mere over 1,000 followers, right now I have like over 30,000 followers. That is growth for me, and I believe with more growth, it gives me more motivation to each and every day build it as a brand. Because at the end of the day, I don't want Funky Socks to just become any mediocre brand. I want it to become a big brand, like the way Happy Socks, America has Happy Socks. I will also want Kenya to have Funky Socks. So we also have future plans of being able to expand it and have it as a franchise to other towns, because we have customers outside other towns other than Nairobi. So that's majorly most of the motivation that gives me each and every day to wake up and keep on adding and keep on running the business. I've always had a passion of styling, and I feel like now that I've been able to put myself outside there and in terms of socks, I can use that opportunity because I'm already outside there to be able to start to do styling. So one of my future plans, or one of my this year goals, is to be able to venture into styling for men. People want to be dressed, people are going for shoots. We've already been doing weddings before, and we've already been doing corporates before, but I haven't been doing it as a major thing. It's just a client who comes in, requests that I want you to dress me. So I do it like a side thing. It wasn't really majorly for Funky Socks. But now, because I've ventured into being able to put accessories, because I want to also add lapel pins, ties and everything, I feel like now I'm ready to be able to go into styling. Yeah.
And that is Penina's story. I hope you've learned a lot. Me personally, I have gained so much from Penina. She has a lot of insights, and I just like how determined she is, how focused she is, and how she says her pride is her socks business. It's able to pay her bills, and I believe the same can be for you as well. It can also be your testimony that your biashara is paying your bills sufficiently. Thank you so much for watching. In case you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. Once again, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.